this video, we're going to be implementing the time like a delay. So the time between the messages. So you can't spam the chat. So you have to wait something along the lines of 3 seconds, for example, to send a message to the chat. Now I'm going to try to avoid using a timer for this since I'm just going to have it be by an actual event. So not an actual event, but when something happens. So for example, when you try to send the message, right there we're going to do the comparison, the check and everything, and determine whether or not it fails, instead of having a timer after each message that you send, because that's pretty much common sense on how you could use it. So we're going to go this route. It's a little more complicated, not really complicated, but it's a little more, but it's not exactly like difficult, but it will show you how to implement something maybe a little different. So we're going to use the date time structure for it. So let's go ahead and include the date time header at the top here and set up our struct. So I'm going to create a new protected section. One's going to be a int time between, or no, minimum time between messages. One's going to be, let's see here. All right, we're going to do f date time. And do this, call it, we're just going to call it time. So let's set these in the constructor. Minimum time between messages, we're going to do 5 seconds. Then time is going to equal a new, so it's going to be f date time now. So we're going to call, that should let us pretty much be set to our current system time. So from there, we can check our send message. So we're not going to replicate the time or anything. We're going to have it be separate on the client and the server. So that way it's just one less thing being networked, and they're going to have their own copy. So we're going to do one check on the client, make sure it's good, and one check on the server. So let's do get our current time. So f date time, current time equals f date time now. All right, so now we can use, gotta scroll a little bit because I can't remember what it's called. It's like time span. Yeah, f time span. So with the absolute value of the time span, so we're going to try the get seconds and see what all happens. So it's going to be f time span. I need to include it. Oh, it's lowercase s, that's why. So it's called, wait, what was it? What's it take in? All right, I might be looking at this wrong. Let's see what else there is here. All right, so we can actually just go based off of the seconds. All right, so if, oh, actually let's store these in seconds. Current seconds int current seconds equals now dot get seconds, or get second. So that'll be the second that we're on. It's rating from 0 to 60. Int previous second equals time dot get second. Right, so let's see what we're gonna check. So if current second is greater than previous second plus 3, no, plus minimum time between messages, then we will want to handle it that way, meaning it's good, we can go ahead and send, in which case we need to set time to equal now. So time equals fDateTime now, else if, so now we need to do the less than. So like if time, like the seconds for time is at 59, it's going to reset back to 0 eventually. So we need to kind of set that. So let's think for a second. So there's no way current second can really be less than previous second unless it's switched over to that. So let's check. So if current second is less than previous second, it's very unlikely, it's kind of unlikely for this to happen, but it will happen. We need to figure it out. So we're going to break out the calculator. I don't even know what I'm going to exactly type in yet. All right, so let's say current second is at 2 and previous second is at 59. We can actually do and check if previous second plus current second is greater than 60. So if previous second plus current second is greater than 60, let's think. Well, I'm trying to think. I'm just struggling with it. So we can take previous second plus if previous second plus current second minus no. What I need to do is check previous second. Okay, I got my head on straight now. So what we're gonna do is check if previous second Well, actually, I want to do that check again first, just to even see. So if previous second minus minimum time between messages, come on, I just had it in my head. Literally was just thinking. Damn it. All right. Previous seconds minus the minimum seconds. So like 3, 59, 58, 57, 56. All right. So I want to do previous seconds. If previous seconds, they're not previous seconds. Current second plus previous second is greater than previous second plus minimum time between messages. Else, return. All right, so let's try to spam it. All right, I have it set to 5 and see what happens. Actually, we can actually print out seconds as well. So I'm going to print out current seconds. All right, let's compile. Feel exhausted. There we are. I'm just going to do a viewport. All right, you're not even printing out a log. Missing property. What, are you broken now? To chat received. Link it. Link it. All right, let's see if it prints it out. Okay, why are you suddenly working? That makes... I, I don't even know. All right, well, So that is, I feel like I'm running a different version. I'm going to restart the editor. Compile. Give it a second. I feel like it was just one of those little bugs. All right, there, current is 38. So it is not quite working. Okay, so let's figure it out. I want to print out previous as well. All right, so it is being updated. I want to check and see when. And let's test it. Current and previous. Current second grader. So it's the current and previous that's screwing with it. So I have previous and current. No, not previous and current. All right, so it's because of this here. So we're gonna go back to if current second is less than previous second, meaning no, I have it set to greater, is less than previous second. Nine, 10. So I'm gonna wait till it gets back to like the 50-second mark. So we're at 42. All right, so we're at 52, 53, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So we should see current and previous grader. Okay, we're good to go. And it resets it back to 6. So once that goes, current second grader. All right, so we now have our delay set up. So let's copy this to the server. Do it at the very top. And that's just to be on the safe side. And just if need be, we can actually do a quick test anyhow. Actually, I'm going to bring back the comments. Yeah, remove it on the client, which oops, I need to do. So that way it's only running on server. Just make sure the server is kind of doing the same thing. I'm only going to bother testing the currents just to see the seconds essentially. So 29, 31, 32. And this one should print. Yep. All right, so server is good too. All right, you're there, as are you, and compile. Now let's actually lighten this up a little bit, put into just a specific, its own little function. Bool can send message. And this is just, let's see, valid wait time for message. Return false. Otherwise, we return true. And return true. And so now we do if, what was it? No, dang it. Return true. I didn't mean to do it in the validate. I'm going to move this up above our server. So if valid wait time for message is false, we're just going to return. So there we go. Do one more test and we should be, I think this is really it. Although I keep saying that for the chat yet. What now? Just I'll control paths. If true, else if, yeah. Else return false. There, now it should be good. Quick little test. Can't send anything. 3, 4, 5 should be able to. Good to go. All right, so we have pretty much our time controls good and running. Oops. So I think that's everything for our chat pretty much. We're getting our username. We're not allowing anyone to really grief the chat, so they can't send like super long messages or anything like that. The server takes care of that. people can't spam messages, we have that 5-second delay, which I'm actually going to change down to, I'm just going to do 4. Um, yeah, I think we're good to go on our chat component for now. So that should hopefully be the end, unless I come up with something else. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.